Hello and welcome. It's Mrs. Kai here. All right, let's dive into today's snack talk. Now, most of us reach for a handful of nuts thinking we're giving our heart and body a little boost, right? After all, nuts have this golden reputation as tiny superfoods packed with nutrition. But here's the surprising twist. Two everyday pantry favorites could quietly be working against you, especially once you hit your 60s. It's almost like a sneaky sabotage that most people never see coming. Stick with me because in just a few minutes, I'll reveal these two culprits, explain exactly why they're riskier as we age, and then, here's the exciting part, I'll share 4 superstar nuts you'll definitely want in your diet. These are the real MVPs that can protect your joints, boost your brain power, and keep your blood sugar balanced all at once. This isn't just about avoiding the wrong choices, it's about embracing the right ones for a healthier, sharper, and more vibrant you.
You've just settled into your favorite chair, maybe with a book or your favorite show. You grab a small bowl of mixed nuts, pour a handful into your palm, and instantly feel like you've made a smart, healthy choice. After all, nuts have been crowned the ultimate superfood by magazines, wellness experts, and yes, even grandma. And truthfully, many of them are fantastic. But here's the surprising twist. 2 of the most popular nuts out there can quietly fuel inflammation, mess with common medications seniors depend on, and even add to that stubborn belly fat we all want to avoid. Frustrating, isn't it? That's why today we're putting the spotlight on these 2 hidden troublemakers. More importantly, I'll share 4 senior-friendly nuts you can swap in instead. These powerhouses don't just avoid the risks, they actively support you by lowering cholesterol, keeping your blood sugar steady, and sharpening your memory and focus. This isn't just about choosing better snacks, it's about making smarter, more intentional choices for your health, energy, and longevity. Nut number 1 to watch. Pine nuts. Let's kick things off with our first handle with care nut, pine nuts. Sure, they taste buttery and make a pesto sing, but don't let that delicate flavor fool you. Once you're past 60, pine nuts can create more trouble than you think. Here are the 3 big reasons why. 1. They can spark inflammation. Pine nuts are high in omega-6 fatty acids. While omega-6 isn't bad on its own, too much of it compared to omega-3s, the healthy fats in salmon, chia seeds, and walnuts, tips your body toward inflammation. For seniors, that can mean stiffer joints, more aches, and even a higher risk of heart issues. 2. They may interfere with certain medications. Pine nuts can affect how your body absorbs or metabolizes some common prescriptions, especially blood thinners and cholesterol-lowering drugs. For older adults who often rely on these meds, that interference can reduce their effectiveness and make it harder to keep your health on track. 3. They're calorie-dense and sneaky with weight gain. Just a small handful of pine nuts packs a big calorie punch. Combine that with their buttery taste, and it's easy to overdo it without realizing. For seniors, that can translate into stubborn belly fat, one of the trickiest kinds to lose, and a known risk factor for diabetes and heart disease. The takeaway? Pine nuts might look innocent, but they can quietly work against your health goals. The good news is that there are safer, smarter nut choices that actually fight inflammation, support your medications, and help you maintain a healthy weight. And we'll get to those in just a moment. Reason number 1, and this one's a big deal, is their fragile oil content. Pine nuts are loaded with delicate polyunsaturated fats. On paper, that sounds fantastic because these fats are often considered heart healthy. But here's the catch. They oxidize extremely quickly once the bag is opened and those little nuts are exposed to air, light, or even a warm pantry. Now, what does oxidized fat actually mean for your body? The best comparison is this. Think of it like rust forming inside your system. Just as rust slowly eats away at metal, oxidized fats silently damage your cells and tissues. The consequences? Your joint health takes a hit. Oxidized fats
quietly feed systemic inflammation, which shows up as stiffer joints and those nagging morning aches that just won't go away. Your arteries age faster. That same oxidative stress contributes to arterial hardening, making your blood vessels less flexible. Over time, this accelerates heart disease risk and makes circulation less efficient. Cellular stress builds up. On a deeper level, these rancid oils generate free radicals, tiny, unstable molecules that attack your cells, speeding up the overall aging process in ways you can't see but certainly feel. Reason number 2, medication interference. Here's the second issue with pine nuts, and it's one that often flies under the radar. They can actually interfere with some of the most common medications seniors rely on every single day. Research and clinical observations suggest that compounds in pine nuts may disrupt the way your body processes certain drugs, especially blood pressure medications and mood-regulating prescriptions like antidepressants. Now, this isn't just a minor hiccup. It can play out in 2 risky ways. Reduced effectiveness, your meds may not work as well as they're supposed to, leaving you with blood pressure that isn't properly controlled or mood symptoms that don't fully improve. Amplified side effects. On the flip side, pine nuts can sometimes intensify the effects of these drugs, leading to dizziness, fatigue, or other unpleasant surprises that can impact your daily life. For seniors on carefully balanced treatment plans, that unpredictability is more than just inconvenient. It's a serious concern. Every pill you take is dosed with precision, and when pine nuts interfere, it's like throwing off the calibration of a finely tuned machine. The takeaway? If you're managing conditions like hypertension, depression, or anxiety with medication, regularly eating pine nuts adds a layer of unnecessary risk to your health routine, one that's easily avoided with better nut choices. Reason number 3, a hidden choking hazard. And finally, number 3, something that might seem trivial at first glance, but can actually be quite dangerous. Their tiny, slippery shape. Here's the reality. As we age, many of us deal with dry mouth, either as a natural part of aging or as a side effect of multiple prescriptions. Saliva may not sound exciting, but it plays a critical role in helping us chew, swallow, and move food safely down the throat. When saliva is lacking, small, smooth foods, like pine nuts, become much harder to manage. That's where the risk comes in. Pine nuts are perfectly sized to slip the wrong way, and without enough moisture in the mouth, they can easily become a choking hazard. This is especially concerning during meals or snacks when we're distracted, watching TV, chatting, or even just reading. It's a risk that rarely gets mentioned in health articles, yet choking is a genuine danger for older adults. Thankfully, it's also one of the simplest to avoid by steering clear of these particular nuts and choosing safer, more senior-friendly options that still deliver all the taste and nutrition you want without the hazard. Now, do you need to sweep pine nuts out of your pantry forever? Not at all. Used occasionally, as a garnish on a salad or blended into a pesto, they're usually fine. The concern is when they turn into your daily habit. That automatic handful you snack on without thinking. In that context, the risks begin to stack up in ways that just aren't worth it. For everyday munching, there are far safer and far more beneficial options. Nuts that don't just avoid the pitfalls of pine nuts, but actually work with your body to support your health goals. And that's where we're heading next. Section 3, nut number 2 to watch: excess peanuts. Our second troublemaker, especially if you're reaching for them every single day, is the humble peanut. And here's a surprising twist. Peanuts aren't actually nuts at all. Botanically speaking, they're legumes, part of the same family as beans and lentils. Now, because peanuts grow underground, snuggled in the soil, they're far more vulnerable to developing mold contamination. The biggest concern here is a group of mold toxins called aflatoxins. You can't see them, you can't taste them, but your liver sure knows they're there. Why does this matter? Your liver is your body's detox powerhouse. It filters medications, processes hormones, and manages toxins day in and day out. But when you're regularly eating peanuts or peanut butter, which often carries the same risks, you're quietly adding another layer of strain. Over time, that can increase the risk of liver damage, interfere with how your body handles other toxins, and even accelerate age-related health issues. Think of it this way. Your liver is like the hardest working employee in your body, pulling double shifts every day. Peanuts, with their aflatoxin risk, are like piling unnecessary paperwork on their desk. Eventually, something slips through the cracks.
Reason number 2, vitamin K interference. Here's the second hidden concern with peanuts, and it's one that can have a real impact if you're managing certain health conditions. Peanuts contain natural compounds that can interfere with vitamin K absorption. Why does that matter? For many seniors, vitamin K is a key player in blood clotting. If you're taking warfarin or another blood-thinning medication, keeping your vitamin K levels stable is absolutely critical. Even small fluctuations can throw off the delicate balance your doctor works so hard to maintain. Too much vitamin K, and your blood thinner may not work effectively, leaving you at a higher risk of dangerous clots. Too little vitamin K, and suddenly your blood is too thin, which increases your risk of bruising or serious bleeding. Daily peanut consumption can subtly tip this balance, making your medication less predictable and potentially putting your health at risk. It's a hidden complication that most people never think about. But for seniors on blood thinners, it's not something to ignore. Think of it like walking a tightrope. Your blood-thinning medication and vitamin K need perfect equilibrium, and peanuts, harmless as they may seem, can wobble that rope when eaten consistently.
Reason number 3, sodium, processed oils, and cumulative impact. And finally, here's a factor that often gets overlooked: the sodium and cheap inflammatory oils found in most canned, roasted, or jarred peanuts. On paper, peanuts seem healthy, but once they're processed, these additives quietly work against your body. High sodium can sabotage your blood pressure, leading to fluid retention, swelling, and added stress on your heart and blood vessels. Cheap oils, often rich in omega-6 fatty acids, can fuel systemic inflammation, just like we saw with pine nuts, making your joints ache more and potentially worsening other age-related conditions. Here's the key point. A handful now and then at a ball game or a peanut butter sandwich once in a while isn't dangerous. Moderation is fine. But when peanuts become a daily automatic habit, the risks start to accumulate. Each small portion adds another layer of strain on your cardiovascular system, liver, and metabolic health. Over weeks and months, those effects can snowball, something many seniors aren't even aware of until it starts impacting blood pressure, joint comfort, or energy levels. It's not about demonizing peanuts. It's about understanding that the cumulative effect matters far more than a single snack. Making smarter nut choices day in and day out is what really protects your health, longevity, and vitality. Section 4. The 4 Powerhouse Nuts. All right, enough with the warnings. Let's move on to the really exciting part. You don't have to give up nuts altogether. In fact, you can swap those 2 troublemakers for 4 true nutritional superstars that actively support healthy aging, energy, and vitality. These aren't just better options. They're little powerhouses that can help your brain, heart, joints, and metabolism all at once. Number 1, almonds. Crunchy, satisfying, and packed with benefits, almonds are one of the most versatile nuts you can eat. They're loaded with vitamin E, a potent antioxidant that protects your brain cells from oxidative stress, the kind that can contribute to memory decline. Think of almonds as a protective shield for your gray matter. But that's not all. Almonds are rich in magnesium, a mineral that helps relax blood vessels and support healthy blood pressure.
Magnesium also helps buffer post-meal blood sugar spikes, which is especially important as insulin resistance can increase with age. And don't forget their soluble fiber, which helps lower bad LDL cholesterol and support gut health. Serving tip: about 23 almonds, roughly 1 ounce, 5 times a week is ideal. Your heart, brain, and gut will thank you. Number 2, walnuts. Walnuts, often called the brain-shaped nut for good reason, are king of plant-based omega-3s, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. These healthy fats help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, two major contributors to cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Studies show that just a quarter cup of walnuts daily can slow cognitive decline by up to 13%. Beyond the brain, walnuts also support joint health by lowering inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein and improve heart health by enhancing cholesterol profiles and reducing arterial stiffness. Storage tip: keep walnuts in the fridge or freezer to preserve their delicate oils and prevent rancidity. Number 3, Brazil nuts. Next up, Brazil nuts, nature's selenium powerhouse. Just 2 Brazil nuts a day provide your full daily requirement of selenium, a trace mineral essential for thyroid function. A healthy thyroid regulates metabolism, mood, and energy, areas that often become more challenging with age. Selenium is also a potent antioxidant that protects your cells from oxidative damage. Important: selenium is powerful, but too much can be harmful. Stick to 2 to 3 nuts per day, enough to reap the benefits without overdoing it. Number 4, pistachios. Finally, pistachios. These vibrant green nuts are not only delicious, but also cleverly portioned by nature. The act of cracking each shell slows you down, naturally reducing overeating, a simple mindfulness trick built right into the nut. Pistachios are low in calories but high in nutritional value. They provide vitamin B6, supporting oxygen transport, calcium, and vitamin K, critical for bone health, and lutein, an antioxidant that supports eye health. Serving tip: about 30 kernels, roughly 1 ounce, is the perfect portion, a smart choice for weight management, energy, and strong bones. Section 5. Portion control and storage tips. Let's be real. Nuts are calorie-dense, which is great for energy but makes portion control essential, especially for seniors. A senior-friendly serving is about 1 ounce, roughly a small handful, 23 almonds, 15 walnut halves, 2 to 3 Brazil nuts, 30 pistachios. Shopping tip: always choose raw or lightly toasted nuts. These have no added sugar or salt and haven't been exposed to high-heat processing, which can damage delicate oils. You want pure, unadulterated nutritional goodness that works with your body, not against it. Section 5. Storage and rotation tips. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you: proper storage. It's more important than most people realize. Nuts like walnuts, pine nuts, if you insist on keeping them, and Brazil nuts are packed with delicate polyunsaturated fats. These fats are highly nutritious but extremely sensitive to air, light, and heat. They can go rancid quickly if not stored correctly. Oxidized fats aren't just tasteless, they quietly fuel inflammation and undermine all the benefits you're trying to gain. Pro storage tip: keep these nuts in an airtight container in the fridge or even the freezer. This preserves the healthy oils and prevents oxidation. Almonds and pistachios are a bit sturdier and can last a few weeks in a dark, cool cupboard, but for maximum freshness, the fridge is always the safest bet. And here's another tip that can make a real difference. Rotate your nuts throughout the week. Don't just stick to one type. By incorporating almonds, walnuts, Brazil nuts, and pistachios, you're giving your body a wide spectrum of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and healthy fats. Each nut offers something unique: brain protection, heart support, joint relief, thyroid health, and rotating them ensures you reap all the benefits. Diversity in your nut intake isn't just smart, it's the key to truly optimizing your health. Section 6. Mid-roll CTA. If today's tips are already making you look at your snack bowl a little differently, maybe even eyeing that bag of peanuts with new caution, then let's make it official. Tap that like button, hit subscribe so you don't miss our next wellness guide, and drop a comment below. Tell us, which nut are you most excited to swap in or swap out? Your experience could be the nudge someone else needs to make a healthier choice for themselves. Together, we can build a community of smart, mindful snackers who age stronger, sharper, and healthier. Let's do it. Section 7. Frequently asked questions. FAQ. Q1. Will roasting nuts destroy the good fats? Great question. Gentle roasting, think a light toast at home or from a trusted brand, usually preserves most of the healthy fats and can even enhance flavor. The danger comes from high-heat commercial roasting, especially with cheap oils. That process can oxidize delicate polyunsaturated fats, turning them into inflammatory compounds. The takeaway? Stick to raw or lightly toasted nuts or roast them yourself at a low temperature for a short time to maximize both taste and nutrition. Q2. Are flavored nuts okay? This one's tricky. Candied, honey-roasted, or heavily salted nuts may taste amazing, but they come with a hidden price: fast-absorbed sugars and excessive sodium. These additions can spike blood sugar, fuel inflammation, and raise blood pressure, canceling out many of the benefits of the nuts themselves. Our advice is to choose plain, unsalted nuts. If you want flavor, spice them yourself. A sprinkle of cinnamon, a dash of smoked paprika, or a touch of chili powder adds delicious taste without the hidden health risks. Q3. Can I just take nut oils instead? While nut oils like walnut oil or almond oil do provide some healthy fats, they're missing the full nutritional package. Whole nuts give you fiber, protein, and a wider array of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants that oils alone can't provide. Fiber is especially crucial for gut health, blood sugar regulation, and satiety. Think of it this way. The whole food is always greater than the sum of its parts. Oils or supplements can be handy in a pinch or for specific dietary needs. But when it comes to maximizing nutrition and supporting healthy aging, real whole nuts win every time. Section 8. Pulling it all together. Let's wrap this up and highlight the key takeaways from today's nut deep dive. The main lesson? Not all nuts are created equal, especially as we get older. Take pine nuts, for example. Those buttery little seeds might taste innocent, but they go rancid quickly, can interact negatively with medications, and even pose a genuine choking risk. Daily snacking on them isn't worth the potential health setbacks. Then there are peanuts, the so-called humble legumes. Growing underground exposes them to mold toxins. They can interfere with vitamin K absorption, a major concern if you're on blood thinners, and many commercially processed peanuts are loaded with sodium and inflammatory oils. Together, pine nuts and peanuts are the quiet saboteurs hiding in your pantry. But here's the exciting part. You can turn it all around with 4 powerhouse nuts. These aren't just healthier, they're actively therapeutic for your body as it ages. Almonds, packed with brain-protective vitamin E and magnesium that helps stabilize blood sugar and support heart health. Walnuts, loaded with plant-based omega-3s that fight inflammation, protect your brain, and support joint mobility. Brazil nuts. Just 2 to 3 nuts a day provide selenium to boost thyroid function, regulate metabolism, and deliver powerful antioxidant protection. Pistachios, pre-portioned by nature, rich in fiber, calcium, vitamin K, and lutein, supporting weight management, strong bones, and eye health. Just 4 simple swaps, and the payoff is enormous. Lower inflammation, steadier blood sugar, sharper memory, stronger joints, and more overall vitality. It's a small, practical change that can dramatically shift the way your body ages, helping you feel healthier, sharper, and more energetic every single day.
Your snack bowl should never be working against you. It should be your secret weapon for health and longevity. By limiting those two sneaky troublemakers, pine nuts and peanuts, and consciously choosing our 4 powerhouse alternatives, almonds, walnuts, Brazil nuts, and pistachios, you're doing more than just swapping a snack. You're turning a simple daily habit into a powerful tool for your brain, heart, joints, and overall vitality. This is about making intentional choices that nourish your body, protect your memory, and support your well-being, not just today, but for years to come. If you found today's insights helpful, here's how you can help us and others spread the word about smarter snacking. Tap the like button if this video gave you actionable tips. Subscribe so you don't miss future videos on everyday foods that quietly shape how we age. Share this video with a friend, family member, or anyone who still thinks all nuts are created equal. Comment below and tell us, which nut are you most excited to swap in or swap out? Your story might inspire someone else to make a healthier choice today. Thank you so much for watching, for investing in your health, and for being part of our growing community of mindful, empowered snackers. I can't wait to see you in the next video where we'll uncover more foods that quietly but powerfully impact how well we age.